Okay. Now, this is coming from my angle and beacon. Okay. I listened to some of my sisters and I have to put in my input for the sake of my truth and for others' truth. Okay. Because it is also simple and rather easy to communicate this degenerate argument that is not to be placed upon these women and these young females, okay? Specifically, the melanated female, yes, okay? So, when I heard my sister say something about how you can't shake a certain spirit from having sex while you're a teen, or that basically setting yourself up for failure, that's not correct, and that is not true. It may have been true for you, and it may be true for others, but that's not true. Nobody that you have sex with or that you have a relationship with is able to determine or infect you with failure. That is something, okay, first of all, failure is not failure. Going through trial and error and facing challenges and falling short is a process of life. And I don't care what stage and what animal and what creature or which divine entity you are, going through challenges and then falling short or not achieving whatever it was maybe that you set out to be, or you weren't expecting that. These are things that either are going to build you or break you, but nonetheless, it is up to no one really except for you, the one who is driving, okay? Because we're all inside these vehicles, these vessels. It's up to you. So when I hear other women and other females make these statements that are absolutely just degrading, and not only that, but it's a judgment that should not be, it is not, as a human vessel, it is not our right, realistically, it's not our right to say such filthy language in the context of what we've been through and what we have overcome. Now, for those of us who have experienced the abuse, you should know, just like I know, that what we went through was not deserving of us. Yeah, we were naive. This presumption that melanated women are just, we are intelligent, yes. But based off of the mechanisms and the methods, the brainwashing, the years of this, I don't care how strong you think you are vulnerable as a woman. These creatures that look like human, but do not, evidently, obviously, based off the evidence and based off the abuse that we experienced, this is not a human that has empathy or practices using empathy. They're really good at communicating and using psychological manipulative tactics in order to achieve devaluing and degrading. And that devaluing and degrading is only succeeded through our acceptance of being devalued or degraded. It is not up to him or her or them or whoever. It is up to us to bestow our own worth. I don't care if you had sex with a trillion different, that's crazy, but I don't care if you had sex with a trillion different ones. It still does not make it right, still doesn't make it righteous, still doesn't give them a free pass, or does not make them guilt-free of what they did in order to achieve abusing us. and abusing and then receiving a part of us that, one, they were not entitled to. For two, they knew damn well from the beginning, before we even encountered them, that they were fraudulent, that they were perverted, that they had every intent of being abusive to you. So when I hear you as a woman and as a female stating such derogatory claims against our younger sisters or older sisters, you have to take into account that, first of all, we're in the human experience. You are a woman. You are not to be in this position of being. No other animal and mammal does this. They don't rape each other, They don't molest their children, All that shit that we went through, them spirits was attached to us before we even entered the game. So, if you know that you went through a programming that was just absolutely diabolically trifling and disgusting and was undeserving, and you know that you went through that and experienced that, you overcame that, you learned from it, correct? You were able to achieve identifying yourself, or to be able to learn yourselves and then to develop and to grow from there and get connected. Don't you dare ever, please. I mean, as a woman, don't ever succumb to this belief that your worth is variable based off, or is verifiable based off of your body counts or something. Don't compare yourself to a goddamn, this is not a human that we're dealing with. And now is not the time to be fearful of them. Your words have more strength than anything that they could do physically manifesting. That your words alone of truth has more weight and has more strength than the bullshit behavior that they set out to do. Than the bullshit dysfunction of music that they make. That the bullshit behavior and characteristics, just the day to day. And it's not just young males who do this. They're supposed to be grown men, and they fall short. It's not even to compare us, but sadly, look at your crime, look at your sin. Look at this crime and look at that sin. We're not in the same damn game. We're in a completely different game. We're not predators. The only reason why we may take on the predatory traits is because you're living in a system of toxicity and of poison. It's corrupt. You're not invincible. You're going to get tainted just dwelling within it. All the creatures of righteousness are tainted when you are living amongst parasitical, goddamn trifling ass, just disgrace. They the ones who did it to us, not vice versa. They maybe got us at one point in our lives to believe their lies, We went against ourselves, indeed. And yes, there were things, and notice I say were, not are. There were things that we had to forgive ourselves for our own mental recovery. If the roles were reversed, these fools would not last a day. They wouldn't last a day. If the roles was reversed, they would not last a day. Because you know that, as I know, women can be much more strategical when it comes to our fuckery. Truth is true or not. That we could be more evil, more clever, more divisive. But yet, even with all of the trifling shit, what revenge did we seek? What did we do? Did we set them up? No. We continued to love, right? A love that was not given to us. A love that ain't shown. So does that tell you anything about who you are and what you're up against? Don't you dare open your mouth to say anything as disgusting as such as to, oh, well, what exploitations were able to be used on us because we're vulnerable and we're emotional creatures. And these creatures know that. They're trifling. They surpass evil. I don't see evil as a negative or as a derogatory state of being. Evil has its purpose. However, when someone or something has the consciousness or whatever you want to call it, because we had the subconscious of it, we knew it was wrong, but we went along for the sake of this fake ass validation from them, which to me, I mean, we're at the stage now, correct? If you're still falling for their bullshit, then I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you're going to have to pick yourself up in order for anyone else to assist you. And for any of you who have anything derogatory or anything that says anything about my sister and my babies, anything, because realistically, we are mothers, whether you push the child out of you or not. It is a community job. Any female that go against the grain of being a nurturing being towards a child or towards, some living creature that is in desperate need. I mean, that she's been disconnected. She's been desensitized. And even the desensitized of us still have the quality to be nurturing. Even if it may be tough love, we still have the quality and that source to be loving and nurturing and caring and compassionate, and have empathy. Yeah, there are some narcissist, predatory females. Those are not the same qualifying women. Women are women. Predators are predators, male or female. End of discussion. You've taken on the traits of predatory females and males because you're in the midst of corruption. Lo siento. Don't you ever in your life, from this moment further, to say anything so disrespectful and just absolutely delusional to put this on her that way. Because once you know, then you know, okay, right? But if you're healing and this coward, okay, chooses to use the energy, okay, because it's the same energy, we can use our energy. He uses the energy to betray you. You want to talk about a sick story? It was not her. It was not us. It was not you who did this. We never ventured off and said, oh, we want to be with him. No. We were not the ones who exploited him and prostituted him. We were not the ones who said it's acceptable for our women to go work. We were not the ones who did that. You want to talk about the truth, you need to say the whole truth. And furthermore, this whole dialogue about how we supposed to be some nuns and missionaries with our legs all stapled closed because the fool had the audacity to open up his mouth to say something along the lines of close our legs. This fool failed to admit, I'll tell you, he should be grateful instead of being an arrogant fool who's going to meet his maker. Literally, he gotta meet his maker if he don't change his shit. Do a 360 quick and in a hurry. And it's not a threat. I'm not the one in charge of this whole show, but you better believe I'm a part of it. Now is not the time to be afraid of these fools. And they made their bed and they finna lay in it regardless of what they say. He may try to do this. You're not helpless. Fuck what they're saying. The majority of them may team up on you and bully you. I've been raped. I've been through all that shit with you, sis. And I know a lot of you have experienced worse. Some did not get to keep on in their vessel because this idiot over here does not have no gratitude, but yet he wants me to be submissive and consider him to be a king. He have no such thing. My mother did not tell me to call nobody no king, let alone a queen, really. You just knew that you were divine beings and that you were supposed to be righteous. And yeah, no, women were not supposed to be like just, oh, whatever, bossing him around and telling him what to do. But he was supposed to listen because we use emotion too. He have a lack of it. That's why he not able to he can't bring no children here. If men had the authority and the dominion over making a population, there'd be hardly any people existing, period. He cannot deal with that. Look at what he do. He destroy. They destroy. Why? Because he's using his energy, his gift, his blessing, his magic in a destructive manner. And he refuses to be humble enough to work along with the woman feminine energy. He arrogant and believe the bullshit that he's the one to lead. Not true. A leader don't need permission and don't need no one to put them and say, oh, baby, come on. No, don't you need none of that. You do it because you were inspired to do so. And that's your choice. And whether you act on it or not, hell, I'm telling you, yes, we fall short. As a human experience, you're going to fall short. If you ended up experiencing what it feels like to be exploited and to be misused and abused and traumatized, that is not your fault. There is, however, some accountability, and the sorry and apology belong to you and your babies, and the other ones who you know that you care for. It do not go to the exploiter. It do not go to the predator. You owe him no such regard. And it is not your job, women and female, to make him feel good about his situation. He not supposed to be feeling comfortable about this patriarchal bullshit, violent. They want to go be in the army. They want to go to the Marine. They want to destroy life. He not the one. He not the one who housed and sheltered him. You are. Regardless if you pushed a child out into this, creating a slave. Because as long as male predators right alongside with female predators and vampires and parasite run this freaking just sad. They turned something so beautiful and something so resourceful and plentiful, abundant, gorgeous, a miracle in its existence, and just run amok. It ain't had no remorse, no change. They've gotten sneaky. They've gotten very covert. Nonetheless, while this fool ever opened its mouth to tell me how I'm not this and I'm not that, I could care two fucks. I can't find one fuck to give about what he or she or they or y'all have to say. Don't you ever disrespect these women, and don't you ever disrespect these young ladies in such a way to place that burden and place that guilt upon what they experienced, which was trauma, undeserving, just ungraceful, unrighteous, trifling, and y'all condone it. You don't hold them accountable. I should know, you should know, trifling as could be. Nothing condones rape. Nothing condones manipulation. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if she read all the dictionaries in the world. I don't care if she got the so-called high IQ. She is still a human experiencing this through her vessel. And for some idiot to use his sad accumulation, whoever gave him that intellect, that fucking trifling ass game, is coming to a crashing close, whether he like it or you like it or not. I may not be alive in this vessel to witness it, but you better believe it. Like I said, I don't come here independently. I don't leave here independently. I say this with utmost confidence. Woman, you have not lost nothing just because this perverted idiot fool betrayed you. He had no fucking right. He was not obligated. He was not directed by the true source to play with you that way. And you're precious. There's nothing, no amount on the face of this fucking plantation could outbuy you. There's nothing. They can't even fucking afford you realistically. So that motherfucker may speak all that. And when I say motherfucker, I mean it literally. Because he fucked over his mother. Literally. Nothing he say will validate what they've done. They betrayed you. They betrayed us. They betrayed themselves. The things that we are responsible and need to be held accountable for is our lack of confidence, our lack of dominance often, and our lack of having that, and because of our betrayal to our intuition and doubting ourselves, and also degrading ourselves in efforts to uplift this there's nothing we could, girl, we could do. I mean, we could be a porn star, be gorgeous, because we are, be gorgeous, be a porn star, have $1 trillion, and he still would go and do as he do until he willing to face himself, because he afraid of himself, really. He afraid of us, sure, but he'll never admit that to you. That's why he had to violate you the way that he do. He can't do nothing without having to violate you and step all over you. He have great qualities, but in potential, he don't even see it. He too busy trying to be things that don't even mean much of nothing. If he really was about some shit, he would apologize to you. They would collectively fucking humble themselves and quit. And then we could evolve and move on and then live righteously. And all this whole thing about regulating how people eat or how people think and all is all bullshit, because not all of us are entitled. And I don't even want to say entitled. Not all of us are supposed to be following the same manual. What worked for you is not going to always work for me. And that's to my source and how I am operating. Don't allow yourself to stoop to the level of someone else's version of what your destiny is. You are gorgeous. You're priceless. Nobody can afford you, and nobody, and I mean nobody. I don't care if you had sex with like I said, a trillion. They could never ever destroy the essence of you, and you are still worth love. Nothing, and I mean fucking nothing, equivalates to it being acceptable for you to be some forgotten or underappreciated or undervalued. It does, none of that shit matters. I don't care if you have fake ass, and by fake ass I literally mean fake ass herpes, AIDS, syphilis, all that shit, and which you can't, because you're going to end up finding you're going to have to adjust your diet. You're going to have to drink more water. You need to be physically active, and it'll take care of itself. You were not meant to go to the grave early, if that even mean anything. You're not meant, woman, melanated woman, black woman, you was not meant to be living in the status that you live in. They have designated you to be a scapegoat. And today and every day further, you need to ring your alarm, blow your fucking trumpet, and make it known. Your energy and like I said, your words enough. Your words are enough. And if you have to go to combat mode, so be it. You'll never die. They don't want to admit that to you. They're afraid to die because they know it's a consequence. We don't have to deal with that. You don't even have to think about that. They're dealing with their own fucking demons. And they should be, because they're trifling and they betrayed you. They'll never admit it to you. My heart goes out to you. I hate that what you've experienced is true. I wish it was a lie. I wish these idiots would realize what they're losing if they don't change quickly, it's not you who needs it. The only thing you need to do is just be confident again and find yourself again and love yourself again and stop hating on your sisters this way and talking about them like that, because it's not them. And as for the rest, anyone else, I could care less. You don't start on no fear in me. I face that. And fear is temporary. You're in control of that, not this idiot. And I can say that, okay? You'll be like, why are you being so high? Why you gotta call him names? Shit. You know what? For how many generations of this trifling ass crap and the lies that have been told about me, to me, about you, to you, this conforming to an illusion, how they sold us out. They're fucking sellouts. They betrayed you, huh? They were supposed to protect you, to love you, to provide for you, huh? They were supposed to embrace you, to have an intimate relationship with you. Instead, and I won't even go too much into the whole dynamics of what levels of relationships, but nonetheless, it does not matter which phase or stage, you were still supposed to be mutually respected, a mutual respect for each other. And due to the lack of it, due to the condoning of it, due to this just foolery and fuckery at such an extreme level, and of all people, for this motherfucker to play the shit that he do to my mother, to my grandmother, and I ain't just talking about black men now, I'm just talking about these male predators in general. And then they teach each other this, and they stick true to their code, and their shit gonna come to an end regardless of how I feel, about how you feel, about how he feel, because he know his time running real short, and he a bitch for that shit. He beneath a bitch for that shit, because he is a danger to himself. I told you, I'm gonna tell you again, and it's the last. After I say this piece, I'm done. Men are a danger to men. Goodbye.